Hi folks, Josh Gahn here, tool repair and maintenance man with the Wm.T.Spaeder Company in Erie, Pennsylvania. The Wm.T.Spaeder Company is what is it? It's a mechanical contractor, a comprehensive mechanical contractor that serves the Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland areas, as well as our main office in Erie. Today's suggestion on maintaining gasoline equipment and generators came from Eric Holcomb. And it's worth mentioning that Eric is a fine young man that's a steamfitter or steamfitter's apprentice here at the Wm.T.Spaeder Company, and I've had the pleasure of working with him several times. And you can see him in 2 videos that we've made that he's been featured in. So we'll put the link for those videos below in the description, or you can find them right up here in this little clicky box. I should preface this by telling you that my job here requires me to be a bit of a jack of all trades and a master of none. So I can only tell you what I find works here at the Wm.T.Spaeder Company in maintaining gasoline equipment. And the first thing that I've found is the manual is your best friend. The manual should tell you the frequency with which you should maintain this equipment. It should tell you what you should do to maintain this equipment. And if you maybe got a piece of power equipment secondhand and you don't have the manual, it's on the interwebs. Usually everything with a gasoline engine should have a nameplate of sorts that will tell you what the make and model is, so that you can get on the old computerizer and find what you need. And this machine actually tells you right up top here how frequently you should change the oil. And that's really important. And mostly what I do is I take care of all the other things that I'll show you today when I do change the oil. Come around front and we'll talk about the dipstick. Just like an automobile or a motorcycle, or maybe a chicken fryer, probably not. It's got a small dipstick here. You can check the level of the oil. And down below is the drain plug. You usually have to hang it over the edge of something so it can drain into your catch-all bucket and not all over the top of your gang box and make a mess. And the viscosity of the oil that you should use in your gasoline equipment should be found in the manual. If you live in the ice planet of Hoth, it's going to be very different than what it will be here in the nice, lovely shores of Lake Erie, where it's you know, it can go from Hoth to Tatooine in a day. What I like to do, I'm going to turn this machine for you now. Let's say I've changed the oil, and now I'm going to go over here, and there's what's called a sediment cup. And this little sediment cup, what happens is as the fuel leaves the fuel tank on its way down to the carburetor, which is around the corner, we'll show you that next. This little sediment cup, little fine particles of dirt and crud that, oh, here comes a train, how lovely. Let's wait. So what the sediment cup does is it allows fine particles of debris and gunk that find their way into the fuel system, and allows them to settle out. So I like to take that off and empty it every time I change the oil. I've got my handy dandy 10mm combo wrench. If you don't know what a combo wrench is, check our last video where we talked about basic hand tools. This one's an old Craftsman made in America, 10mm, that my dear friend who retired from the Wm.T.Spaeder Company as the fleet maintenance mechanic. I'm going to use it to take the sediment cup off right now. A little bit of gasoline is going to spill out, but just a minute amount. Whoop! And this one wants to... There we go. And I don't want the gasoline to get on my cut-resistant gloves, because they're cut resistant, not gas resistant. So we could make the case for planning your work ahead. If I had planned my work ahead properly, I'd have brought some rubber gloves. It's just a little bit of gook in there. And modern fuels with ethanol seem to leave a little bit of whitish gook that looks like kind of like sawdust. I'll just give this a little. Perfect. And checking over this stuff while you're changing the oil, it's kind of like you know, when you set your clocks back and you put new batteries in your smoke detectors. That way you've always got it covered. All right, now that that's done, we're going to have a look at the air cleaner or the air filter. Sometimes they're a paper element like your car, sometimes like this one. It's just a piece of foam. This is a little foam bitzel there, and what I found is a little bit of soap and water, hot water, and you give it a scrub and wring it out and let it dry. Does a great job. Sometimes the manufacturer will ask you to oil them. Again, it's all whatever your manual says. Your maintenance instructions. I don't have a sink or soap out here, but I will wash this before I return it to service. We've changed the oil, wiped the sweat away, checked the sediment cup. We've cleaned the filter. While I'm at it, I like to get in here and take the spark plug out and just check it. Clean it maybe with a soft bristle brush. Make sure that's properly gapped, even if it's running fine. One thing that I found is an hour meter works really well for me. They're very simple to install. One wire goes around the spark plug wire and another wire goes behind a bolt to ground, and it just counts the hours that the machine is run, so that if it says change the oil every 100 hours, then I've got a pretty good idea how long it's been running. Once these go out to a construction site, I don't know any other way how long they've been running. It could be 10 hours, 10,000. It's tough for me to tell. So an hour meter works great for me. For your lawnmower at home, you get a pretty good idea how long you've run it. And maybe once a year would be good for you at home. Another thing that I've found is there's two schools of thought about storing a machine for extended periods. One, they like to take all the fuel out of the fuel system and run the carburetor until it's dry. So there's no chance of the fuel turning sour. But some folks say that rust could happen. So the other school of thought is a fuel stabilizer. So we usually use a fuel stabilizer and keep these machines fueled up, because in our industry you never can tell when one of these is going to have to leave right away and go and be on a job doing work. Emergencies, you never know. So we like to keep them all fueled up and ready, and the fuel stabilizer allows us to do that. I think that's about it for you today. If I missed anything, let us know in the comments. If you do something different with your lawnmower or your equipment, let us know in the comments. If you'd like us to cover something else, let us know in the comments. There's like and subscribe buttons. Oh, there we go again. Pardon me. I got sweat in my eye again. It's warm. It's the warm and rainy season here, monsoon season here in Erie, Pennsylvania. But you are welcome to like and subscribe if you would like. You're not required. If you think this is annoying, you can unsubscribe at any time. The internet is a world of infinite possibilities. So thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We do hope to see you again soon. Take care.